since I took about 20 trades throughout the week, the reason why I'm in drawdown, this is where understanding your strategy, having experience, putting in the fucking countless hours, putting in the work to backtest your strategy, spend time learning it, and just learning your strategy and understanding it inside and out. I understand that my losing streaks will last on each one of my pairs. I have a string of winners and a string of losers. Alright, before I get into this video, I just want you guys to know I'm no professional financial advisor. I'm no professional trader. These videos are just to be looked at as entertainment purposes only, and they're for my own personal gain, looking back on them in the future to learn from my own mistakes. Alright, so before we get into anything, like I've been saying for the past couple weeks, I did tell you guys that I was going to be getting a real FTMO challenge, which I did, and this is it right here. So I'm going to refresh the page. Just so you guys can see this is a real challenge. You can see the start date, the end date. It's a $100,000 account. It's a swing account, and it was last updated on the 18th of February, which was yesterday, so Friday. Yeah, pretty much, like, before we get into any of the statistics, I'm going to go over the journal, like always. So, on the 17th, which was literally Wednesday, I believe it was. Yes, it was Wednesday. So on Wednesday, I wrote in my journal, I said backtest 1 to 3 with 2 positions. So my thought process was, okay, I'm averaging a 50%, like my strategy that I'm using, you know, on this account, like sticking to the discipline, sticking to everything, right? I'm using the 4 hour and 15 minutes. So the 4 hour is my directional trend, 15 minute is my entry. I'm not going to explain the rules. That could be another video. But basically, I'm taking half my position off at 1 to 1 and the other half off at 1 to 2. Now, I'm averaging a 50% win rate on each of the pairs that I trade with that strategy. All I got to do is just keep executing, right? And so my thought process on this journal note was that, okay, well, I wanted to backtest the 1 to 3, you know, taking profit at 1 to 1 and then taking the other half off at 1 to 3, because if I can get a 1 to 3 risk reward ratio with my other half of my position and still average a 50% win rate, that's way better than a 1 to 2, and that brings my overall risk reward ratio to a 1 to 2, which is so much better. I'd be able to make more percentage gains. The only difference is I'd have to be more patient with holding my trades, which is I can do that. But I said backtest 1 to 3 with 2 positions. Example, 4 hour, 15 minute, 15 pip stop loss, 15 pip take profit, 15 pip stop loss, and 45 pip take profit. So that would be taking half off at 1 to 1 and the other half off at 1 to 3. If the win rate ends up being 50%, start using the 1 to 3 instead of 1 to 2. That was my thought process. I still have yet to backtest that, which I'm going to spend my time doing this weekend. And if I backtest my pair, or when I backtest my pairs, and it does average a 50% win rate with taking half my position off at 1 to 1 and the other half off at 1 to 3, then I'm going to start doing a 1 to 3 risk to reward ratio, take profit on the second half of my position. The second journal entry I put, I said, ask yourself, when is the streak of losses happening? Because in the back testing, I noticed that, like, with my strategy, it'll be a streak of losers, then a streak of winners, and a streak of losers, and a streak of winners. Pretty much, as you guys have seen, it's 1 week but good, 1 week bad, 1 week good, and that's just how it's been. That's how my strategy is. So this journal entry was specifically asking myself questions, because I'm not focused on how can I maximize my profit. I'm focused on those periods where I'm, you know, not doing so well. How can I minimize my losses to maximize my gains? Because the thing that I'm struggling with, though, is I don't know the probabilities of the way my trades are going to be laid out. I don't know if the next trade is going to be a winning trade or a losing trade. I don't know if the next sequence of trades is going to be a winning trade or a losing trade. So what I'm trying to figure out is, can I add more filters to my rules to be able to minimize those losses? And what I'm thinking is the biggest thing is probably the market environment. So basically when we're consolidating and when we're trending, and I need to learn how to read the market better like that to be able to get better at trading, which is going to be the next thing I'm going to work on. That'll increase my risk reward ratios and my win rate, and it'll stop me from taking bad quality trades. Do I need to pay attention to market environment? We just went over that. What other filters can I add to my strategy to make it better? We just went over that, but I think the biggest thing I need to focus on is probably market environment. On the 17th again, I wrote down, it was just a normal idea for another strategy, because what I noticed is my mind will go crazy, especially since I was in drawdown this week, as you guys can see on the screen. So pretty much it's not even a bad drawdown. It's literally like I'm just down 2%. Like I literally need to win 16 trades. That's not even that bad. As you can see, I took almost 1,000 trades this week, which I'll get into the statistics in a second, but you know, I don't need to win that many trades to get back to break even, and my goal with this account is not to make 10%. It's actually to break even, because if I can break even, right, or when I break even, because I have technically a month and a half, because I can extend the challenge half a month if I have 5% secured, but my only goal is just to break even. I'm not trying to make 10%. I'm trying to show myself and show everybody that, you know, you can break even at the very minimum. And what I noticed with FTMO is it's kind of unrealistic to make, at the stage that I'm at, there's probably no way I can make 10%. All I can do is try. But the thing is, though, is FTMO, what they're doing with 10% in 30 days is they're making you put pressure on yourself pretty much. And if you can keep your cool under pressure and still follow your rules and your strategy, then, you know, you're pretty good at what you do. Basically what they're doing is just adding pressure to you. So I just wrote down the strategy. It was a price trap strategy. I'm not going to go over that. On the 18th, I said I don't like price trap because it doesn't give me a directional bias. So that was a strategy that I was thinking of. And I was kind of like thinking of back in the, you know, when I first started trading, I got into trading with price trap from IMO. And that worked for a time, but I just forgot how to do it pretty much. And I was trying to do that again. I wasn't like trying to trade like that. I was just sticking to my rules with the account. It was just, what I noticed is my mind, when I'm in a losing streak, I will start trying to change things. So what I do is I keep on the account that I'm trading, I keep executing, but then I'll go and backtest and play around with it, with, you know, the idea that I had. And so I backtested it, right? You know, it literally got me. I got to like 30 trades, and I was like, dude, fuck this. Like, you know, my confidence came back. My confidence came back to the strategy that I've been doing, because pretty much I went on a huge losing streak, not like actually trading, but like in backtesting. It was a huge losing streak, and I was like, dude, fuck this. Like, the strategy I'm using now doesn't even have a big ass losing streak like this, and it's been proven over time for it to work. If you guys don't, you know, a lot of you guys, I've been talking to some of you guys through the DMs and shit. You know, you guys are so short focused, you know, like you guys are so focused on the short term, it's fucking ridiculous. Like, you guys are like, oh, you're not profitable, and, you know, all hating and shit, and it's like, why are you focusing on the weekly results? Even as a day trader, like, you need to be focusing on the monthly and the quarterly results. If you look back on the past month of results I've had, now that 10% loss in a week that I had, that was a personal error. My risk management, I didn't stay disciplined on that. But if you look at the videos before that, I ended up coming out on the month, I think it was like 6% profit or some shit, with leverage, you know, literally doubling on a personal account. That was about 12 to 15%. It was like 12% or some shit, which is honestly not even that bad. But the thing is like, I wouldn't be able to survive a drawdown like that, you know, in FTMO. So, but I said I don't like price trap because it doesn't give a directional bias. For me, at least, I like directional time frame and then an entry time frame. So with price trap, you're waiting for a breakout in either direction, but I don't like that because I like to have a general bias. It just makes me feel more confident in taking my trades. That's just me. And then I said, if I want to use a higher time frame strategy for paying less attention to the charts, adjust the time frames for the strategy I'm using, because this week I wasn't even worried about my drawdown because I understand my strategy. I know that I'll come back from it. It's just a matter of time, right? And I know my risk is managed to where I'm not going to lose the 5% in a day, and I'm also not going to hit that 10% drawdown. I mean, I absolutely could, but I understand my strategy. And so I've been spending a lot of time on my charts. Like, it's always been on my mind, and it's also because this is, you know, basically this is an FTMO account. This is $100,000. If I make 10% a month on that, that's $10,000. That's life-changing money to me anyways, for the situation that I'm in. Like, just anybody, you know, that's a lot of money. And so there's that psychological pressure there. But what I was thinking was, the way that I'm trading now, I don't want to do that forever. I don't want to stick like this. So what I'm going to do over time is I'm going to diminish my pairs, and then, like I said, I was going to focus on market environments, just basically get better as a trader pretty much. But for right now, I'm just going to stick to the plan of what I've been doing, what has shown me that it's been working for the past couple months. I'm going to stick to that, keep executing, keep following the plan, doing what I got to do. So there's that. Then I put down my strategy just to remind myself again. 4 hour is the directional trend, 15-minute is the entry time frame, 15-15 and 15-30. So 2 positions, one has half position taken off at 1-to-1. Other one at take profit 2 is 1-to-2. Now, that's pretty much it out of the journal, and now we are going to get into the results from the past week of trading. So, getting into the results, we're going to break down the equity curve first. Now, the first thing you guys may notice is 770 trades in 1 week. Holy fuck, that's insane. So many trades. You know, that's over trading. I had a couple people hit me up last week on my Instagram and, you know, private DMs and shit, and they said, dude, you're like insanely over trading. Think about this logically, though. So if you think about this logically, right? Most people are trading 1 to 5 different pairs, right? And they'll get 3, maybe 5 good setups a night. For my strategy, I get about 3, anywhere from 1 to 5 good quality, high probability setups each night on every single one of my pairs, right? The reason why I have so many trades is because I have 3 trades on, you know, let's just say 5 trades. Let's say 3 trades minimum, right? 3 a night. So 3 good quality, high quality setups every single day on each one of these pairs. 3, 6, 9, 12, 15, 18, and you get the picture, right? Like, you know, I'm trading 19 different pairs. You guys can do the math. And then also, not to mention, I'm taking 2 different positions at the same entry price. So realistically, FTMO, it says that I took 770 trades, but there was only, what is that, like 350. So, in all reality, there was only 385 trade ideas, you know, different trade ideas that I executed this week. But since I'm taking 2 different positions, one of the let's say I'm risking 1% per trade, I'm taking 2 different positions at 0.5% on each trade. On each one of those trades, one of them has a take profit of 1-to-1, the other one has a take profit of 1-to-2, and the same stop loss, same entry price, right? I'm not going to go into detail if you don't understand that. Just rewatch the video. But I understand what I'm doing here. So 385, right? Because that's how many trade ideas, and then I'm trading 19 different pairs. That means I had about 20 different trade ideas this week on each pair. On average, I don't know exactly. Some of them could have had more ideas, some of them could have less. But, you know, let's just say we had 20 good high probability trade setups, right, on each pair. 20 divided by 5, because 5 trading nights, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, 5 nights. That means that I had about 4, on average, 4 good setups on each pair every single night. Now, since I took about 20 trades throughout the week, the reason why I'm in drawdown, this is where understanding your strategy, having experience, putting in the fucking countless hours, putting in the work to backtest your strategy, spend time learning it, and just learning your strategy and understanding it inside and out. I understand that my losing streaks will last on each one of my pairs. I have a string of winners and a string of losers. Usually those losing streaks will last anywhere from 10 to 20 trades, and I took 20 trades on average, 20 trades this past week on this account on each one of my pairs. So what I'm expecting is next week to be better than this week. Now, since I'm in drawdown of like literally 1.5%, what is this? Yeah, about 1.7%. I'm in drawdown, let's just say 2%. I don't need to win a whole lot of trades. $2,000, right? 2%. 1, 2, 3 divided by 45, because on these are, I'm talking about big winning trades here, like my big winning trades. Because 40% of the time, you know, about on average on each one of my pairs, 40% of the time I'll have my take profit 2 hit, 30% of the time, take profit 1 is hit, and then it pulls back to stop loss, and then the other 30% of the time it's a loss. 45, because my big winning trades is 45 pips, and then I'm using a lot size of 1.6 or 0.16 lot size on each one of my trades. I only need to win 30 trades, and guess what? Divide that by 19. Literally, that's 2 big winning trades on each one of my pairs to be able to come back to break even. I'm not focused on making profit. I'm focused on maintaining the account. Now, another big thing that was a problem with you guys is you're like, holy shit, these dips are sharp. You have to realize when I go on a losing streak with that many pairs that I'm trading, like it's gonna look like a sharp equity curve dip, but that's because I'm not trading one pair. I'm trading 19 different pairs. And so what I focus on, I'm not focusing on what my equity curve looks like right here because I understand my strategy is going to work out over time. What I'm looking at is my percentage loss and percentage gain. You can see here the furthest I dipped was actually right over here. About let's just say 2.8% to round it up to be generous to the losing side. This week I only had, the furthest I dropped was 2.8%. 2.8%, guys. Like, that is literally irrelevant. That is nothing. Like I said, I only need to have 2 big winning trades on each one of my pairs, and when I hit that winning streak of trades, I'm gonna fucking skyrocket into profit, and then I'll have a cushion to be able to survive the next drawdown, and then I'll be able to skyrocket again. Like, that's how it works, is it's up, pullback, up, pullback. Like, that's how your equity curve, it mimics a chart, and your equity curve is going to mimic what was happening in the market during that week, and pretty much the market was consolidating this week. That's all I can say about it. But yeah, so that's, I just wanted to cover those things because they have been issues with you guys and I've been seeing in the comments. I'm not criticizing you guys, you know, I really do appreciate the support. It's just, it just comes, you guys are complaining in the comments and in my DMs, and it's like, it's kind of irrelevant to me what you guys say because, one, you can't listen to other people, what they say about your strategy that you tailor to yourself. Just focus on your shit. Stay on your tracks and don't let that outside shit, you know, throw you off. Otherwise, your confidence will be diminished and all of these different things, right? All the psychological problems that people have. But it's just because a lack of understanding for how my strategy works is because you guys are so used to trading 1 to 3 different pairs, but the concept is still the same. All I'm doing is multiplying that by 19 because I'm trading 19 different pairs. I'm getting 3 to 5 good quality setups each night on every single one of my pairs, and I'm trading 19 different pairs. Let's say 3 times 19, whatever the fuck that is, that's a lot, dude. That's over 20 different trade setups a night. 20 trade setups a night times 5 is over 100. That's quite a bit. And then also taking into consideration, I'm splitting my risk, you know, my 0.05% risk between 2 different positions. You know, half of the position is taken off at 1 to 1, the other half is taken off at 1 to 2. That's my risk management style because it's psychologically conducive for me. So take that into consideration when you guys look at this equity curve. So, but I'm not focusing on what the peaks and troughs look like. I'm focusing on my percentage gain over time. I'm like, this is just gonna throw you off psychologically. For me anyways, like looking at my equity curve like this is gonna psychologically throw me off. Because I'm like, oh my god, I made a lot, and then I lose a little. Like, you can't see, you're not focusing on the percentages. And for me, I found that percentages are, you know, the best way for me to focus. That's the equity curve. You can see that it is a challenge. It's going to be ending on the 16th of March, so I have 1 week down. I have 3 more weeks to go. All I'm doing right now is just executing and waiting for that winning streak to come. I don't expect to win the challenge with that winning streak. That would be great if I can. That would be phenomenal. But I don't expect to make 10%. I just expect myself to the very minimum break even, maybe like 3, 4, or 5%. Like, you know, that's not a big deal. I just expect myself to break even. So here's the permitted loss for today. The new day rolled over, so it's 5,000. You can see that I'm down $1,692.72 on the account. My max loss, you know, we'll get into like the daily, because that's where I lost most of the money this week. You know, the daily profits, but so the max loss, I pretty much had 3,000, so minus 3%. That was on the first day. That's not talking about secured positions. That's, you know, with with the equity, so the open positions, and then also secured profit, and it, you know, the equity pretty much totally dropped to 3,000, which is 3%, not a big deal, guys. Like, I don't need to win a whole lot of trades to be able to make that back. Like, it's not a big deal. It's just a losing streak, or a consolidation period, as I would put it. Minimum of 10 trading days, so I already have 4, so I traded Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday night. I don't know why it didn't do 5 this week. Oh no, I traded on Monday night, so I started trading the account on Monday night, so that's why it says 4. Here's the statistics. You can see the equity is at $98,307.28. My average profit is $28.92, and the average loss is $23.40. The average risk reward is averaging about 1.24. That's it. The reason why it's so low is because 1, the spreads. 2, I've taken so many trades and most of them have been losers right now, you know, because I'm in a drawdown, so, you know, I have quite a bit of losers. So that's going to affect the averaged risk to reward. So these statistics are very skewed out. That's the thing with FTMO. Even the FTMO people that do the videos, they say the same thing, is that you can't really rely on these statistics too much. You can see that I took a total of 770 trades, but I already did the math. That's like 300 different trade ideas for the week that I took. I used a total of 123.20 lots, so like that's lot sizes, but you know, that was split between so many different trades. My win rate is about 40%, so with a 1 to 1.5 risk to reward ratio with a 40% win rate, that's pretty much break even. And if we scroll up to the equity curve, we can see that we pretty much, like, it's just this big consolidation period right here. What this was, I don't know what it was. I think it was just a cosmic blip that one night, like something happened big in the market, and I pretty much lost every single trade that night, which was the first night I started trading, which sucked ass. But there's those statistics right there. Here's the first night that I started trading, right? Here's the first night that I started trading, right? So the 15th of February, and that first night, I lost pretty much every single trade. I pretty much didn't win a single trade. I don't know what happened. It was kind of demotivating, to be honest. But I knew that all I got to do is just execute. It's fine. It's just a cosmic blip. Just focus up. Second night, Tuesday night, I came out, you know, at the end of the day, I ended a profit of $876.32. The next day, I lost. I think this must have been a personal error, because if you look at these days, I mean, they're pretty decent. Like, you know, a small losing day and then a decent winning day, and then a big winning day here. But this, I think this honestly was probably a personal error that I didn't realize looking back on it now. I don't know exactly what happened. It was probably because I was super excited that I had my hands on the account, and then, you know, I was like starting to take fucking trades, and I probably deviated away from my plan or something without realizing it. So I think that's what that was. It's not a big deal though. I'm just thinking honestly, like, because if you compare the different days, you know, like, I had a small losing day and then 2 decently sized winning days. You know, it's like, it doesn't make sense for this right here to have pretty much a negative 3% in one day. That just doesn't make any sense to me. So I think it was probably because I unconsciously deviated away from my trading plan, because I let my emotions get the better of me, because you know, I that was the first day I had the account, right? Anyways, the second day I traded, I ended with $876.32. The third day, I ended in a loss of $213.55. And then yesterday, so, you know, this morning when I woke up around like 12 p.m., lunchtime, the market was closing, and I was like, oh, I want to close my trades. What I'm going to be thinking of is, I think next week, depending on how next week goes, I think what I'm going to do is just leave my trades open throughout the weekend. That should be fine. I'm just going to leave my trades open through the weekend, I think. So I ended the day yesterday, pretty much, because it's 1:31 a.m. On a Saturday morning. But I ended the week, pretty much, the last trading day of the week, I ended in $258.32. So I had to manually, well, I didn't have to, but I manually closed all of the positions that I had open. And so I was up like $800 in the morning, but I was actually down in secured positions. I was down like $500 or $600, like negative on the day. And so when I closed all of the winning, you know, all of the positions that I had open before the market closed, it ended up putting me in profit of $258.32. So that was nice. But I'm excited to see what next week brings us, and I'm also going to start holding my positions over the weekend again. As a day trader, I would not like to do that because I know that on Sunday when the market opens, the spread is fucking ridiculous. Like, I have a 15 pip stop, and spreads go up to like 20 or 30 pips. But the thing is my losing trades, like, I'll be super deep into profit on Fridays. Like, I'll be super deep into profit on those trades, but then I'll just end up closing them, and that's the equivalent of I'm not letting my edge play out, and that's the equivalent of taking profits early. And that's a thing that, you know, losing traders do. They take their losers, but then they take their profits like small. So I think that I need to let my profits run over the weekend and just deal with being stopped out because of spread. So I think that's what I'm going to do next week, and I know that moving forward. Here's my trading journal, nothing special. Now this is exactly what I like to see with the real FTMO challenge, because you don't get this with anything else. So this is my open time hours, so pretty much this is the profitability of, like, let's say for the trades that I held for 11 hours, I lost money on them. The trades that I held for 7 hours, I made money. You get the picture, right? There's these different hours that I held trades for, and pretty much I'm holding trades no longer than 24 hours. You can see the longest time I held a trade was, I think it was 18 hours, right? Or 19 hours, this one right here. So this is what I liked was, I'm excited to see how, because it's going to take me about 4 weeks to let my edge fully play out, right? To be able to, because my edge plays out over 100 trades, to be able to let my edge fully play out over those 100 trades, it's going to take about a week. Just mathematically, I'm taking like 20 to 25 different positions on average on every single pair I trade. 25 times 4 is 100, right? What I'm excited to see is, am I more profitable on my buying or on my selling? And if I'm losing money on selling my trades over a 100 trade period, maybe I should stop the selling, because then it'll increase my profitability overall. And if I'm, you know, I'm just going to explain that over time, and you'll be able to see that with the more trades I take. But that would be super cool, because these type of statistics right here are going to give me even more accuracy into my trading style and what I can do to get better. But, you know, overall, I'm losing money on both buying and selling. I've lost a little bit more money on the buying trades, but like that's literally 1.2%, guys. Like, I literally need to have 5 winning trades, like big winning trades, to be able to get back to break even on that. Like, I don't even give a fuck, because I haven't even lost a whole lot, right? And it's not going to take a lot for me to gain to get back to break even. And then this right here, I'm super excited to see how this plays out, because I'll be able to, this is telling me my profitability on every single pair. So we can see that on NZD CHF for this week, I lost about $600. On CAD CHF, same thing, about $600. Like, you guys get the picture on these stats right here. So super excited to see where this goes for the next, you know, couple of weeks. The only changes that I made this week, actually I'm gonna write that down. Alright, so I just wrote that in my journal. Basically, I said just hold the trades over the weekend, because it's the equivalent of me taking profits early and I'm not getting accurate data for my edge. So I'm actually going to put that on my whiteboard, because that's very important now that I think of it in hindsight. That's very important, and it just makes a lot of sense. And if it makes sense to you, if you're having to second guess things, probably don't make it a change. But moving forward, like, that just makes so much sense to me. And that's, I've noticed looking back on my other videos and shit, I would kind of flip-flop between, oh, I want to hold trades over the weekend, and I don't want to hold trades over the weekend. So that's going to be, you know, because every week like, that's the thing with trading is, like, you know, I keep saying it in every video, it's evolving as a trader and getting better. You learn something new every week and you adapt. And that's kind of what I'm doing, is like, I'm learning new things about myself and like what I need to be doing to be better moving forward. And the only reason why I didn't like holding trades over the weekend is because when Sunday opens, right, when the market is closed and then it opens back up on Sunday, usually for that first hour, so the market opens at 2 p.m. for me, and so from 2 p.m. to 3 p.m. within that hour, spreads are fucking ridiculous. Like, every single day, spreads are just ridiculous through that time. But on Sundays, it's really bad. Like, really, really fucking bad. You know, spreads are just absolutely insane. That's why I didn't like to hold trades over the weekend, and especially since I have a 15 pip stop loss. I'm kind of worried about that, but then it also makes sense that my winning trades, like every time I wake up, my losing trades are already knocked out, but then all of my winning trades are like super deep in profit, so it wouldn't even matter, you know, like by the time it's 11 in the morning, my winning trades are so in profit that it's fucking ridiculous, you know, it's just insane. So it just makes sense looking on it on hindsight, and just kind of like I'm thinking about it now, but that just makes so much sense for me because it's like I'm not letting my edge fully play out, you know. But yeah, guys, that's kind of been it. That's literally been. This is just the first week, and I'm only down, you know, 1.6%. I think it was, right. Let's call it 1.7% because it pretty much is 1.7%. But like I'm only down 1.7% on the first week. It's not a big deal, guys. I'll make it back. It's literally nothing. Like 1.7%. Like I need to win 10 big winning trades. And I expect, because I understand my strategy, I expect this week to be, you know, this upcoming week to be better, because I feel like my losing streak is over because I've been on it for the past like 2 weeks. So it's not a big deal, guys. Like I'm fine. I'll be fine. Understand your strategy. Understand how it works. I'm not sitting here saying that you guys are worried about me losing money, because I'm sure that you guys don't give a fuck. But, you know, like, psychologically, I'm fine. I'm not gonna fuck anything up. I just need to stick to the plan. And I honestly haven't even had a lapse of my confidence in my plan this week, because I just understand it. I've done so much fucking work, and I feel comfortable with the way this, you know, because I've adapted it over time to, you know, I've adapted it around my weaknesses. And I've just learned myself as a trader. Like, I know what I'm good at. I learned what I'm strong at. I'm strong at breaking retests. And I understand my strategy. And coming from that understanding of the strategy and how it works makes me comfortable in these losing streaks. And it makes me feel more confident moving forward. But yeah, guys, that's been the video. Nothing too special here. I literally, like I said, down 1.6%. There's the equity curve again. If I didn't have that lapse of psychological problem when I first got the account, honestly, I would have been in profit this week, about like a 1%. But, you know, you live and you learn. It's whatever. You know, shoulda, coulda, woulda kind of thing. But anyways, that's been the video, guys. This is the FTMO challenge, week 1 on the challenge. And I'm looking forward to see what happens for the next couple weeks. But anyways, guys, that's been the video, like, that I've said for the fucking 5th time. And you guys know the drill. Just come back next week and we'll see how the results are going. But anyways, hope you have a great rest of your day. And peace out.